Hello everyone, and welcome to the Purple Couch. I'm your host, London Lombana, and joining us here today is San Jose Earthquakes Academy and U.S. national team midfielder, Cruz Medina. Cruz, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's just go ahead and start off with, why don't you give us some background on you personally and your soccer career so far?
So my name's Cruz Medina. I'm 15 years old. I'm born and raised in San Francisco. I play for the San Jose Earthquakes, and I'm on the U.S. national team.
How did you join the Earthquakes Academy?
My coach at my last club, the SF Glens, was the same coach for the San Jose Earthquakes. So being able to play under him, and then he would bring me over to train once a week before I came and fully joined the team.
So after kind of that trial period, that's when you officially joined. How long have you been on the team so far?
I've been with the San Jose Earthquakes for 2.5 years now.
2 years. So how many days a week are you training with them?
5 times a week, Monday through Friday.
You're a high school student, training 5 days a week. How difficult is that balancing your life, your schedule, social life, soccer? Because, driving from San Francisco to San Jose every night, it's not close. So how is that balance and how difficult is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard. It's kind of like a sacrifice having to play for a pro academy when you're in high school. I don't get to go to parties or stuff like that, but it's all worth it when you're trying to make it pro. So, I mean, the school part, I have time in the car, so I try and do it over time, driving with my mom. So, I mean, I think that's how you balance it. Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely a big sacrifice you got to make. I guess at the end of the day, it's worth it, right? With the Earthquakes being, an MLS team, you being part of their academy, do you ever get, opportunities to train with the first team, or what is your relationship with the pro team and the academies?
The academy doesn't usually get opportunities to train with the first team. I think the highest place for an academy player right now is to train with the U23s. Being,
part of that academy is already, a massive accomplishment. You're 15 years old and you play for the U17s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you're already kind of at a place that a lot of people your age, don't ever get to and can only aspire to, which is already a huge accomplishment. So, as you mentioned before, you got called up to the U.S. national team. What was that moment like for you?
I mean, it was crazy just to see my name on a list of 36 players. I mean, in the country, it's pretty shocking to see like all my hard work pays off that I got there.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge accomplishment for sure. How did they find you, and what was the scouting process like to get that call up?
The season before getting called up, we had playoffs for the MLS Next, and I won the Golden Ball for best player in the tournament. So over the course of the playoffs, I felt there was a lot of scouts there, so they were able to watch me play, and from there it went on.
So then you're training with your academy, and then you go and train with the U.S. national team. What would you say is like the biggest difference between those two trainings?
I think the biggest difference is that just at the academy level, there's a lot of players from your area. It's the best players from your area, but when you get to the national team, it's the best players from the country. So it's like 3 of the best players from each team. It's not just your academy team in your area, it's the whole nation.
So then take me through that camp experience. Like, what was your days like? How long were you there? The competitiveness and whatnot.
So I was there for a full week, Monday to Monday, and I mean our daily schedule was we'd wake up around 7:15. We would go for a activation, go stretch, go for a little jog, and then we would have breakfast from around 8:30 to 9:30, and then we would get until 10:15 to 1:30 for homework, and then we would get ready for training. Training would start at 2:45, and then from 2:45 to 4:45, that was training time. From there, we would go back to our dorms with our teammates. We would shower, get ready for dinner. Dinner would start at 6:30, and then from there, 6:30 to 7:30 was dinner, and then we would have a meeting to finish the night off, go over training, and yeah.
To become a professional soccer player in the U.S., there's many different avenues you could take some would argue that you're probably, on the best path there is, playing with your MLS academy, and then, your national team experience. Is your end goal with soccer, becoming a pro, and how realistic do you think that possibility is?
Yeah, I mean, my dream and my goal has always been to sign a professional contract, and I think right now at the moment it's a real realistic goal for me.
So, I mean, you're in high school now. I guess the typical route for soccer players in the U.S. is high school, college soccer, and then hopefully go pro or explore your options from there. Would you say college soccer is a possibility for you, or are you kind of just focused on trying to go the pro route?
I'm kind of focused on going on the pro route. I think college is a really good option for many players, but on the route I'm on right now, I think going pro is the best for me.
Would you say that playing for the Earthquakes would be, your end goal, or is there a dream team that you have elsewhere professionally or around the world?
I think just playing in Europe would be my dream, but I mean a dream club if I had to choose would be Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Is that your favorite team now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So last question. Your soccer career is just beginning. You've already accomplished so much with being part of the national team, being on your Earthquakes Academy. What would you say is the coolest moment you've had so far in your early career?
I think winning the Golden Ball at the MLS Next playoffs. I think it was just a really big award for me, and it kind of just showed how much I work, how hard I work.
The pressure and going away easily after that crushing start to go down early and down 2-0 at the half. It's lived up to the billing. Now Medina comes through. Medina a little bit too heavy of a touch. Did he save it? He did. Still alive, and it's blocked out for a corner kick. The action keeps coming. David Goss, we got to ask him for lottery numbers later because he called it.
That's Cruz and Medina. We talked about him before the game, and we haven't seen it as much, but look at this run. He was way too honest at the end. I think he's got to go down here. There. He's been touched. He's been fouled.
I want to give a huge thank you to Cruz Medina. Make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram at Cruz_Medina15. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm your host, Lombana, and we'll see you next time on the Purple Couch.